I don't have time for this bullshit.
Ha! Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. All this guy ever does is BS. Anyway, it's time for another edition of BSing with Big Nate.
Welcome in to another edition of BS with Big Nate. This one's gonna be a fun one. Bringing in some friends. We're gonna be talking to a lovely act that is kind of what's the word? Resurfacing, if you will. Joined today by the Handsome Bandits. Okay, we've got DJ, Aaron, Rob, Cole. Guys, thank you for joining me. Really excited to be talking to you.
Yes.
First and foremost, what are we calling it? Resurfacing? Is that a fair assessment?
Zombification.
That's appropriate. That's on brand.
Yo, wait, we're undead now? In
Yeah.
the sequel? We're undead in the sequel. We're undead. Yeah, I can get down with being dead in the sequel.
We just figured out.
We're undead.
Yeah, we're putting out a sequel though, so we're like kind of back together, but we're all like almost 10 years older, and some of us have children, and one of us is not in town anymore. So we're like back together ish.
Most of us are wearing glasses.
Yeah, I should, but it's work.
I'm rocking contacts, so it's fine.
I just can't see.
Everything's just blurry. It's just how we roll.
Now there's just like one evening a month where I'm driving at like 8 o'clock at night, and I think, well, this is harder than it used to be.
Yeah.
This could be it.
So
This could be the one.
I mean, you guys are touching on something there, but in your farewell, I guess it was 2016, 17. I can't remember. There's so many damn years that have passed by. In the farewell post, you guys kind of mentioned you had this nice, really well thought out, heartfelt statement about how you were all kind of in different spots in life and you all still loved each other, and it was just kind of time to hang up the hat, as it were, for now. So, I mean, are you 10 years on from kind of when everything started? Do you feel what makes now the time?
We've probably all wanted to do it for a while and just haven't wanted to like break the silence, maybe. And then 2020 happened. There wasn't a lot to do. I'm sure, at least for me, it was just on my mind more and more and more. And the catalyst was just, this guy Tony, who plays in this band Two Sides of Me. He just like made a Facebook post, and it's not the first time somebody's made a post like that, but it's the first time that we all actually interacted with the post. So it just kind of happened. We're just like, yeah, we should I'd be down to do it. I'd be down. I think every time another one of us chimed in, the rest of us was like, oh my God, this might be happening.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
the theory, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Aaron.
Oh, I was going to say the theory I was leaning towards was one that 2021 is kind of the year of comebacks, or the year of comebacks, and this would be the best one that we would all hope for. And then second, it's time for the Handsome Bandits to save America.
Yes.
So,
I mean, I would argue that maybe early 2020 would have been the time to jump in. You guys are a little late to the party.
We didn't know. We didn't know.
We were on lockdown.
Well, you're here now, damn it. And that's another thing. I do want to point this out. 2020, there were Motley Crue was coming back. They were going to be hitting the road, Rage Against the Machine, and all of those had to be postponed. Now, now you guys did it right, holding and waiting.
I've actually still got my ticket for the Rage show. I forked it out for floor seats because I was like, I've spent my entire life thinking I would never get the chance to see Rage Against the Machine. Now it's going to happen, and nobody else I know is going to pay what it's going to take to get a floor seat. And it was like, well, you're going to wait to go to this show for 18 months now, my friend.
I mean, so many people had to postpone so many things. So, I mean, it feels like you guys kind of found, your thing to really look forward to. What's the plan to save America?
Rock and roll can heal us all, basically. And we came to rock and rock some more, basically.
So
and it just sounds cool to say.
It's a 3-step plan. spent
2.5.
this last year and a half putting up with all this bullshit, and it was a 2.5. I feel like you guys sandbagged us.
All the country needed to heal was rock, and all anyone needs to do is shake their booty.
Yeah. And I'm only believing that more and more every day that I'm alive.
I love that every time we see Aaron, he's in a different room.
Hey, he's pacing.
He's definitely pacing. So, what's the plan from here? You know, obviously, this is now we're going to call it a sequel, the zombification. What's first? What's
First,
the first stop?
I think first we're going to come into the modern age a little bit and get our music on more things, and we may or may not be working on something special for our first album, Creature Feature. So it might be some cool things happening with that as far as it getting uploaded to stuff and maybe sounding a little different. And then we're gonna record some tunes.
Yeah.
And just like
Hey, guys, can we tell them that? How much is
I have no idea. Yeah,
well?
we're-
Is it all a secret? Can we just tell them everything we have in mind?
I mean, I don't care.
We're doing synthwave remixes of the entire album.
Okay,
Some of
everyone
the
Yo,
knows.
80s
really?
things.
Yes, dude. I'm so into synthwave now, dude. It's out of control.
Well,
Shower curtain. I'm sorry, this has nothing to do with you. I just feel like Aaron definitely has a swaggy shower curtain. He needs to go back and let us see.
yes, we definitely. You know what? Hell, Aaron, MTV cribs it for us.
All right, you guys want to see how lit my bathroom is? It
Oh.
looks like this.
Bro.
This is where the magic happens.
No.
Off the air, Aaron was telling us that he shits
this is where the
urgency,
magic happens. Yeah.
and this is where he shits urgency.
Yeah, by a giant Japanese tiger with a calendar share hanging on the wall, dude. Absolutely.
It definitely sets the mood. Okay, so wait, I can't even tell if Cole was fucking with me or not, or is a synthwave really happening? Are you sure?
Well, it could.
Because Aaron seems real excited.
It could because I have a computer, but I no, I
Stop.
No, but legitimately, Nate, everything that's been discussed at this point, we're really looking at doing a remaster of our 2012 full length we released, like a really nice sounding remaster, so we can put that on major platforms. And then really, we're going to actually start putting out new music. I don't think we're going to push for another full length record. We live kind of in the era of singles now. And we actually have discovered we have more leftover material than we realized we did. We actually have a decent amount of unreleased material, like some that was only demoed and some completely unreleased. So, we've all evolved as people and musicians over the years. So we have things to revisit and revamp. And really, we're looking at launching on platforms we haven't been on before, being a little more active as far as just communicating with people and putting more content out. We should, once the ball starts rolling and starts clipping along, should probably anticipate seeing us releasing music pretty consistently over the course of the next year from everything we have lined up right now. There's different steps we're going to have to take. We have a lot to work with and a lot we're all interested in working on. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting you mentioned that. We definitely live in the era of singles now, and a lot of bands that I've talked to over the last year have kind of pointed out that they can just single by single by single, and they're of course doing this out of necessity with the pandemic, because you don't want to release a full album and then your tour gets canceled. So if you keep that a single a month, a single a month, a single a month, it kind of keeps that appetite wet and keeps you in the forefront of people's minds. Another thing you touched on there with the 2012 remaster. Now, do you go back? Because I mean, that's 9 years ago. When you're talking about remastering it, is there anything that you're like, maybe we should just full on remix?
What?
were the big issue in that album, and not the caliber of how the drums were played, but just how the recording ended up. We were young and we made the mistake of setting like a concrete date for, I think, our album release show. So then it started getting to be crunch time towards the end. So things
Yeah.
like cymbals are kind of like way too high in the mix. So yeah.
Oh, I still feel bad about that because when we recorded with a guy that we're all really good friends with named Daniel, and he got so good. He got so good at production, but this was the first thing he'd ever done. This was the first project he'd ever worked on, and we gave him like 3 weeks to do it. We gave him like a little over a month, I think, to completely mix, completely master. He'd never done it before. We gave him an impossible task, and it was okay. He did okay
For 2012.
Man, we should have given him more time.
Have you guys like sent him flowers or written him an apology letter or anything?
No.
No.
No, we've all just continued being good friends with him to this day, basically. I mean,
That's fair.
I used to play in a band with Dan back in college. Like I've known that guy since like 2008, I think. So yeah, we met like 2 weeks after we got out of high school or something like that. He's a super talented everything, actually. He's one of those people, everything he touches turns to gold. But we better stop talking about that now because this is not his interview. He's so awesome. We don't want to. I'm gonna let him.
Can we
steal
get
any
him
more
on?
thunder.
We'll talk to him. See what he's doing.
Yeah,
Last.
exactly.
Okay, so first of all, obviously, right now everything's kind of limited to being on that SoundCloud. You're looking for more platforms. Do you guys have a timeline in mind? Of course, we just talked about the how deadlines can kind of shoot you in the foot.
We don't really have a timeline right now. I know Coleman is going through the process of extracting all the files off this old drive and starting to remix everything. That'll probably be the first thing that is out, that it's reconsumable again in like, Spotify and other things. And then we'll probably, I think probably release some of those songs that are on SoundCloud, because like Spiky, Get It, Got It, Doubt It, and Screech 'em Hollow are all like newer stuff anyways that we never really did a full version of. So you'll probably maybe see one of those first, or maybe
again,
just played once or twice.
We're gonna have to not release that until we come up with another name for it. DJ, explain that. Explain that.
That's my grandfather's name. It is not a racial slur, but given the climate, we're probably going to change the name of the song just because I can't be there to tell you that that's what I call my grandfather.
No, hold on. At the beginning of Jackass, every episode, they kind of had that thing that pops up. You just need like an audio version of that, just you explain, like, look, guys, we know how this sounds, but just a little like
we didn't
10-second disclaimer.
We didn't choose the man's nickname, but
we've always Handsome Bandits has always been about everybody getting to participate. Like that's why there's no swearing in the lyrics, even though there's great spots for some sweet swears. But it's like I want everybody who likes it to be able to participate in it, and I don't want to like put subject matter in it that may make people not feel included. So I'm probably gonna change the name of the song. I still say his name in like the chorus or something. So I mean, it'll still be in there. I can re-explain myself if people really need me to, but I don't want anybody off put and just like forever because they read the name to that and they're like, what the hell?
Well, yeah. And I mean, now it's super easy for that to happen. So it's probably good to have that explanation on the record. We're at a point, as you mentioned, kind of one of you living out of state. Are there any shows planned? Are you guys looking at booking, or are you just kind of focusing on the music side of it right now?
Yeah, I think it'll probably be a little while before we really think about that. I believe that's a direction we'll probably end up heading in. I mean, that band was always a live band in a lot of ways, and we all love to perform. I know that we've got music we're going to be working on for a while, and we know with the way shows sort of haven't existed for a while, and neither have we until we came back undead in the sequel. um, so I think we've just like been throwing some ideas around like hypothetically. It wouldn't surprise me too much to maybe see us get a couple of live gigs in 2022. I wouldn't expect anything super soon. I would anticipate that's going to happen again someday, though, within the next year. And even if it only ends up being like a date a quarter or something like that, being some more really intentional events. That's personally how I kind of see it unfolding. I know other people have other thoughts on that, though.
That's kind of how I see it going too. We'll just if there's a really good opportunity, or if like just the stars align, it's just really easy for us to accomplish, we'll probably do it. But I personally am not trying to put any pressure on us to do live shows yet. I mean, I'll do it. But if everybody's not like, yes, let's do it, then it's like, it's cool.
So we need to get Tony to make another Facebook post.
Probably.
Tony apparently can pressure you into things.
Like if we got offered like a really, really like cool house party, we might do it because we just love stuff like that. Like the underground is our bread and butter. Or if we got offered like a show with like a really big band, just like a band that we liked and we wanted to go play it, like I would do that. I don't know if I'm like, trying to drive 2 hours away to play like a random venue because we're not like really in gear.
Yeah, I think we're very much looking to move in the direction of consistently putting out really badass material and really badass content. And then, once we're ready to, and because I'm going to have to come back to town a few more times for recording, and we'll practice and get used to playing together a little more. Although we can still do it, we found out, which is awesome. It's definitely going to be, dude, we always just like, we're trying to have a good time. This is definitely not something we're going to be looking to be touring all the time or something like that. Most of us are still playing in other projects at this point as well. So, but we like to do cool stuff and have fun, so, it'll be interesting to see.
I just had a thought. Nate, can I hijack your show for like just a second?
100%.
Okay. Round robin. Let's go around the room. What is a band that you would just drop everything, quit your job, travel? Like if you got the opportunity to play with who would it be?
Oh God.
We're talking like an opening slot, or like you can go be in the band. Okay, opening slot, anybody? Number one.
I know who mine would be. I didn't realize this was gonna.
Cool. But here's the thing: like Led Zeppelin's doing a reunion, and obviously, well, shit, yeah, because there's gonna be national. So is this like a minimum level band that you would be willing to do it, or just craziest wild?
I want the Handsome Bandits to open for Post Malone, and I would drop everything to go do that performance.
That would be, yeah.
Yeah, Post Malone can guest spot on one of our things. He's got chops.
And he loves metal.
Well, he auditioned for the Chariot for a while. We played with them.
We did play with them.
Post Malone auditioned. I never knew.
Yeah, he auditioned for a Chariot.
Okay, so I'm stuck between two. It's either Lamb of God or Hatebreed.
Oh, dude, Hatebreed would be so dank, dude.
I feel like Handsome Bandits playing a show with Hatebreed would be a better fit than with Lamb of God.
We'd probably do better.
You think?
I don't know, dude.
Bandits and Lamb of God would be a pretty good fit, and we're both from Virginia.
I can see it going either way, but Lamb of God seems like a better fit to me.
And we played in Mark Moore's backyard that one time. What an awkward day.
What an awkward day. I got chased around by a bunch of motorcycle gang members.
That's
okay.
Wait, you
Okay.
did? Rob, dude,
Yeah.
Robbie and I were just like playing with the kids in the pool the whole time.
My wife drank 24 bottles of beer and was not drunk.
That sounds fishy.
She used to be the bottomless pit of alcohol. Then she had a baby.
Ooh, yeah. Mhm.
So
Oh,
now,
Fun
no, I
fact.
mean the Mark Morton's backyard. How did that come to be?
My brother Doug was working with a dude who is apparently best friends with Mark. I can't remember the guy's name.
Oh, I thought it was that dude's house.
Yeah, it was that dude's house. But if you like went back through the woods, Mark's house was like right back there.
Dude, I didn't even know that the whole time. They're neighbors? Oh, right on.
Yeah, like Mark usually like we were supposed to go because we were trying to meet Mark, but he ended up not showing up, which was fine. And then we played our crazy scream and rock and roll for a lot of people who were not ready for it but appreciated it anyways.
Dude, no, yeah, I was having fun because I was broing out with the old dudes who were playing in the Pink Floyd cover band.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was super. Those guys were awesome.
There were a lot of older dudes with like massive musician boners for you after we got off stage. I remember that. You know, like,
Oh.
that bass like, wow.
Now, have you guys ever been, any of you in any of your projects, been in a situation where, you know, you were kind of booked to a bill and it was very obvious that the crowd that was there was not expecting?
All the time.
That is Handsome Bandits bread and butter. We love
Yeah, but
showing-
we were good at it though. Yeah.
yeah, like we were famous for like volunteering to play first. Not famous. We weren't famous for crap. But you know, our thing was like if the promoter was trying to figure out who's going to play first, we were just like, we'll play first. We don't care. And it would always go great. We just put ourselves in the weirdest situations possible and just play our rock and roll.
Like that.
I mean, that's how art should work.
Yeah.
There was that one show that we played. The place doesn't exist anymore, but we played this show with this like real pop alt rock band. I don't even remember how we got on the show. They just
Was
said,
it you talking about the Manja show
Yeah.
with like the pop punk guys? Oh, that's because I knew that dude, their bass player, Chris Herbst. I knew him in college.
okay,
Can't stand him.
but yeah, we got invited to play this show, and we're like, it's at this really classy Italian restaurant. We're like,
Yeah.
did they know? Do they know what we're? Nobody tell them. Nobody say anything. We got there. We all planned ahead of time. We're gonna wear really nice dress shirts. We're gonna wear ties. We're gonna show up looking spiffy, and then play our nasty, grimy, sweaty rock and roll. It went really well. It was a really good show, but man, it didn't make any sense.
When we were in there, the first thing I looked around and saw was a lot of glass and a lot of mirrors. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, this could end in disaster, but it was fun.
Did it? Because I mean, that always makes me. There was a club up in Northern Virginia. It used to be called. It shut down now. It was Empire. Before that, it was Jack's.
Yeah,
when it was Jack's.
we played there.
Oh,
Man,
we
that
crushed
place was
that place.
Just dingy disaster. And then like they tried to revamp it. That's the weirdest venue I've ever been to in my life because you've got like that Indian restaurant next
Mhm.
door, and you're just in this little like podunk shopping center.
And it's kind of weirdly underground. Like you have to go down.
It's cool actually because you get in that little shop. Yeah, you're like in a little shopping center, and you're like, well, let's see. Maybe this place is as cool as like the arcade at the old Pizza Hut. You know what I mean? But then you walk in and you like go underground, and there's this big space down there. Because I only ever went there the one time when we played. This is like only time I ever got to go to that venue before it closed.
What I remember from there is that the front of the stage had like a little step up, but then above that step up, about 8 inches, was a metal bar.
Yep. Oh man, so many bruises from that damn bar. That was for me, growing up in that area. That was where I went to shows. I was there like every other weekend, and it was amazing the stuff that would happen. And it's like, how do they even have insurance in this building?
What was
Like
played with they had their drums on sample. They had the craziest name. It was, oh my gosh.
I know who you're
Oh
talking
yeah,
about.
we were
It's real
talking about
vulgar.
them. It was something, man, it was something related to, yeah, it was like body horror related.
Yeah.
No, wait, it was demonic
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 sonogram.
sonogram.
Demonic
It wasn't anything that
sonogram.
fucked up. Yeah. Yeah,
Demonic
that's
sonogram's kind of a weird name. Holy
I
shit.
think that literally was their name. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And-
like their guitar players was like fully decked out, like really, really, really decked out in like goth cyberpunk attire. I remember
Yeah,
like,
and the
was, like,
vocalist had like painted
good.
his face. The vocalist had like had the makeup on that we all thought he was supposed to be dressed up as Gambit from the X-Men, but he later revealed that he was actually supposed to be the demon from The Exorcist, like the demon that like appears in like a couple of flashes, like it's like the subliminal half-second shots of that demon. Yeah.
You know, he paused it and like had a picture, and then his
He was like-
mirror is like, I'm getting ready. Now, was this a Halloween show, or like was he just that full on kind of pretentious all the time?
Dude, this show was in like February, man. Yeah. Like,
there were like
yeah.
four bands.
Yeah. So, sometimes I don't know. It seems like people try too hard. I love Halloween. I love horror themed bands, but there's a time and a place. And if you're playing at Jack's, you should really hone the sound and performance first. I remember seeing several bands who had kind of that cyberpunk thing going on. And it's like, dude, you're stomping around for 10 people in these like ridiculous platform boots. You can't be comfortable. What are you doing?
Like, I guess have fun with it.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, to a certain degree,
Also,
but it gets,
I'm not talking trash at all. They left an impression apparently, because I know I've never gone and listened to their music ever since, but like I still remember them.
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
like it's like that half second from The Exorcist.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
works. It
It's-
stays with you.
Into my psyche forever now.
Well, guys, you've given me a lot to think about, and you've given us all a lot to look forward to. Handsome Bandits. Find them on SoundCloud, Facebook now, and down the line we'll have some more accessibility. And keep me
Yeah.
in mind as things come up, because always love talking to you guys.
Yes.
Sure.
Dude, it was super good to see you again, man. And I'm gonna probably be coming to town pretty consistently for the foreseeable future. So I'm not really sure where that's gonna lead. But I'd love to see you sometime, man. I'll have to catch up again.
Yeah, absolutely.